life is directed not only at followers, but at outsiders, with acts of terrorism and war taking thousands of lives. Other groups focus the terror only internally, so it is not visible to the outside world, seeking to maintain their grip on followers in this way. My colleagues and I share the experience of having been indoctrinated, having been put through the fear-driven process of brainwashing, where we have been, at least for some period of time, trapped by a psychopathic leader, locked in by a psychological trauma bond. Something that we all understand, and certainly wish we didn't, is how an ordinary person can end up donning a suicide vest and killing themselves along with their unknown victims. As a group, we were not crazy, especially needy or subservient. We have gone on to useful careers and generally typical personal lives, though sadly this is not an outcome that is in any way guaranteed for many former members. I say this because I want to emphasize that the people who find themselves in cults, extremist groups, or even totalitarian nations are ordinary people who did not choose that situation. Rather, the situation, or the group, chose them. As you listen to this book, perhaps you will reflect back on some experiences that you yourself have been through that may fit this picture. A political group, a church or other religious group, a meditation or wellness center, a workplace or a personal growth training program. As this is a topic that is still largely hidden and stigmatized, if you have come across cultic or totalitarian organizations, you may not have identified them as such. But in my experience, most of us have run into these groups at one time or another, or have known friends or family who have. None of us are immune given the right come-on and the right situation, yet those who do become victims are demonized. This demonization prevents us from recognizing our own potential vulnerability. Cults and totalitarianism are a continuing and ever-present danger. From political and religious terrorism on the world stage to the intimate terror of controlling one-on-one personal relationships. I have written this book with the hope that I can make a contribution to the development of a public health approach to prevention of these social ills. It is my belief that societies can best protect themselves through a widespread understanding of how ordinary people can be recruited and controlled, and by teaching people the warning signs and the mechanisms of this coercive control and the variety of contexts in which it can occur. Far better, I think, for people to learn this in the classroom or community than through the school of hard knocks that brought me to writing this book. Most of us don't see the small beginnings, relationship zero, as I call it, the first wielding of power by a sociopath over another person. The first gaining of control and finding that it works, that it has staying power. We see the middle, the second act, a little more often, and from these scenes we make our judgments. Sad souls with fixed smiles give out flowers at airports or knock on doors on a weekend. An excited friend tells us they have found the answer to personal success at some seminar or other. On a busy street, a stranger offers a free personality test, while another pushes leaflets at us announcing a political or religious apocalypse. Crowds, sometimes whole nations, chant, waving the little red book, the Bible, or the Quran. It is the third act that makes the headlines with a numbing